meeting. Should you? We appreciate your attendance at this meeting. Should you have any questions about this process, you may call our staff at 860-444-5813 after the meeting is ended. Everybody understand that? Call to order. Good evening. The Zoning Board of Appeals public meeting of the town of Waterford is now in session the second day of June 2021 at 6:30 whatever p.m. 6:33. In accordance with the Connecticut General Statutes, all decisions of the board are final. In accordance with the Connecticut General Statutes, section 8-8B, any person aggrieved by any decision of the board may take an appeal to the Superior Court. The appeal shall be commenced in accordance with section 8-8F and G within 15 days from the date of the notice of decision was published as required by general statutes. Application ZBA-21-3 appeal of Robert.
Josh, we need to do roll call and a minutes approval before we move.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
So we'll can we let Anna call a roll?
Go ahead.
Joshua Friedman,
Here.
Catherine Newland,
Here.
Ann Darling,
Here.
Michelle Cripps. Michelle,
She's muted. She's
You're
here.
on mute, Michelle. Can you unmute yourself?
Here.
There you go.
Warren McKenzie,
Present.
Jason Marieski,
I'm here.
Danielle McCarty. Danielle McCarty is absent. And Darcy Van Ness.
Here.
Thank you.
We need to go over the minutes from the last meeting and get an approval or whatever the board wants to do.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting? You're on mute.
He's on mute.
Forgot that. Sorry. I make a motion that we accept the minutes of April 7th, 2021.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? With no discussion, all in favor of approving the minutes? Aye.
Hi.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, now we can move into the public hearing section, Josh.
Okay. Application ZBA -21-3, appeal of Robert and Grace Kine, Jr., owners of and Grace Kine applicant, and Brian Florek, LS agent at 18 Dimmick Road, R40 zone. Variances are requested from zoning regulations section 5.4.2, side yard setback variance of 10 feet to allow a side yard of 15 feet and 25.2.1. Septic system construction within 50 feet of a wetland. Variants are required to construct an addition to the existing home and convert the existing non-conforming garage to a home office space as shown on plan entitled Site Improvement Land belonging to Robert Jr. and Grace Kine, 18 Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut, revised through March 13th, 2021. Who's representing?
So good evening. My name is Brian Florek, Florek Surveying LLC, representing Robert and Grace Kine, 18 Dimmick Road, along with Dave Cooley, Cooley Engineering Services LLC. Robert and Grace would like to put an addition on their existing garage and install a septic system in the rear yard. The addition and septic system both require variances. The addition to the garage is to convert the space into a home office for Grace. And the addition to the garage is, will be less than the existing garage currently is. And running through section 27.5 of the zoning regulations, size intensity will have 27.5.A will have size intensity will have little impact to surrounding neighbors. B, the proposed use is consistent with the neighborhood. C, the traffic generated will be negligible. D, no possible or there's no obstructions of light or air. E, value of surrounding properties will not be impacted. F, there are currently wetlands on the property, which constrict the use of the property. G, driveways and overall character of the property will not change. H, there's no adverse effect to fire or police protection. I, the character of the neighborhood will remain as is. There's no real change to the property is served with municipal water and the septic system, which Dave Cooley will talk about, is a proactive change or proactive construction because their system is very antiquated. And they cannot be located in the front yard per the Ledgely Health District. Conservation Commission already approved the location of the septic system and addition to the house. This isn't an addition. This variance isn't a request for addition to the house, but a request for an addition to the garage. And Grace Kime would also like to read into the record letters from abutting property owners. So I'm gonna pass along to Dave so he can talk about the septic system.
Good evening, folks. This is Dave Cooley from DLC Engineering Services, and just to add to what Brian spoke to, I designed the septic system and first did a total subsurface sewage site investigation to determine potential areas for a septic system replacement on this property in compliance with the subsurface code, of course. And it quickly focused attention to the backyard for the length of the property, following the contours of the land.
Brian.
I think Dave's
David.
connection may have just.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
oh,
Yeah.
Dave's back. All right, good.
It's telling me that my internet connection is unstable. We'll try to rectify that. But just picking up, the front yard didn't allow enough spread or linear feet of leaching system, so we focused our attention to the backyard and maintaining the 25-foot separation distance from the wetlands that the code allows for properties and lots established prior to August 16th, 1982. So Ledgely was accepting of that, approved of the system, and once again, conservation approved the location of the system as well. What we have in the design system is, of course, a code compliance system, but the code compliance system inherently, pardon my dogs upstairs, but inherently provides more treatment capacity and a greater distance to the wetlands than the existing system, which is largely unknown, but again, antiquated, not in a failing condition, but antiquated. So at that, I'll mute and take any questions if you have.
Does anybody have any questions on the board?
I just have one super quick question. Now, is there not city water and sewer on Dimmick Road, or is city sewer not available there?
City sewer is not available there.
It's not available there. So
No.
a septic is their only choice, really.
Mhm.
And the town has no plans to ever put sewer that close to the beach, as far as I know. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It
Okay.
would require another pump station there. I used to live on Dimmick Road.
Oh, it
And
would-
it would require another pump station because of the grade. It's down lower than Lloyd Road. Lloyd Road has city sewer there.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, what I've been told when I lived there is that it was not in the 10-year plan.
Okay.
Does the engineer have something to say? David?
I would just echo that. We did look at sewers, or I did look at sewers as part of the site investigation to see if it was a possibility. And the sewers, I don't know what the 10 or 20-year plans are, but I know it's a great distance away. It's basically at Camp Harkness, and would have to go uphill. So.
Okay. Are there any other questions from anybody? Is there any more presentation from the applicant?
I believe that Grace Kine has some letters of support to read into the record as additional exhibits.
Okay.
I apologize for taking the time reading the letters. I hoped that we would be meeting in person, and I could bring him to the hearing, but I think that's changed. So I'll just start with the first one, and you can let me know if you want me to read the others. They're all form letters. The first one, dear ZBA members, I'm Sue Smith, and my property is within 150 feet of the property of Grace and Robert Kine, who reside at 18 Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut. My address is 14 Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut. I'm informed that Grace and Robert Kine have petitioned the ZBA for variances to construct an addition to the existing home, convert the existing non-conforming garage to a home office space, and move and replace an aging septic system that is currently within 50 feet of a wetland. Variances that have been requested from zoning regulation section 5.4.2 side yard setback and 25.2.1 septic system construction within 50 feet of a wetland. I want the ZBA to understand that I fully support the approval of this request. Let's keep our young families in Waterford. Signed, Sue Carol Smith, May 23rd, 2021.
Okay.
Your
You could-
ZBA member, yeah.
If I check with the attorney, but if all the letters are the same, we and just have different names that are signed as form letter. Can we accept the reading of the first letter and understand that all the other letters are the same? It's just different signatures.
Sure, this is Town Attorney Rob Avina. If we could simply have who has signed such a letter and what their street address is in support.
Sure.
Thank
I'll
you.
just say that last sentence was written in by Sue, so it does not exist in the other letters.
Okay.
Sean Cervera and Melanie Smith Cervera of 20 Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut. Richard and Wendy Pettit of 16 Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut. Ivy Pliss of 21 Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut. Lopa Pandya and Sarab Puri of 19 Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut. Kelly Joseph of 20R Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut. Douglas and Kathy Van Verdegem of 17 Dimmick Road, Waterford, Connecticut. And I believe the remainder you have in your file.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from presenters or questions from the board? Are there any other statements speak in favor of this application? I want to say it twice more. Any other statements in favor of this application? Are there any other statements in favor of this application?
I had some questions. Sorry to be the last one. I need some clarification on.
I can't hear you. You talking
I'm
to the mic
sorry.
there.
I'm sorry, I've been looking at the map. I need some clarification. The leach fields are going for the septic system. I'm looking at the map here, so I'd like to just have clarification on that, please.
What kind of clarification are you looking for?
I'm looking here for leach fields.
You'll need to speak towards your mic. You can't.
I'm
you can't be
sorry, I'm sorry. I wanted some clarification on the leach fields of the septic system. Where they are and where the new system is. Oops. There we go. That's better for me.
Well, it's all labeled on the map,
Mm-hmm.
down in the bottom right hand corner. You can see its arrows pointing to it.
All right.
So just maybe for graphical distinguish, like the existing system is just south of the house in
Okay.
dash.
Yep.
Annie, see where it says proposed addition coming off the home itself? And you can see the grade
Yes.
line. And
Yes,
there's
I
a
do.
black line that says existing leaching trenches.
Yes, I see that.
Yes, from what I understand, the existing septic and leach field is right to the right of their home. I'd say about 10 feet from it at best.
Right off the
Okay.
driveway. And the proposed system is the hatched areas.
Yes, I
to the
see
south.
that.
So those are the proposed leaching. They're GST 6212s, I believe. It's a combination sand and stone proprietary system.
Yes. Okay.
I just have one more quick question while we're here. What is, do you think, the lifespan of that septic system?
The existing?
No, the one you're about to put in. Well, the one that you are asking for a variance to put in.
Well, I would say that the typical life cycle or lifespan of a septic system would be anywhere between 25 and 30 years, but properly maintained, they can almost last forever.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yep.
This is Rob Avina, Town Attorney. Was there a comment, Brian, about conservation and wetlands? Did you guys already go through that procedure?
Hi, Rob. Brian Flork surveying. Yes, we got conservation approval for the proposed addition to the house and the septic system location.
Appreciate it.
Do you have ledge light approval too?
Yes, we do.
And
is that
one
your
of-
question?
Yep. And one other question, Town Attorney Rob Avina, the 10-foot side yard variance, is that related to the existing nonconformity of the garage and the part of the addition that to the garage nonconforming structure that is closest to the, I guess, is that 20R? So closest to the north property line?
Yes, it would be at the northeast corner of the existing frame garage. There's a small rectangular section that right where the hand is, which will require the variance.
Okay, so but for that small section off the non-conforming garage, the remainder of the garage addition is conforming.
Correct. Yeah, you can see the building line there, Rob. Where it comes into the garage. If you
Yeah.
drop your hand, yeah, thank you.
Okay,
I have a question. Where is the building line on the south side of this? Don't see that.
The building line on the south side, that's an interesting question because we had the 50-foot wetland buffer. So
Right.
but it would be 50 feet from the south line.
So that would be approximately where, in the wetlands somewhere? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yes, we're 20,
So you're not-
25 foot side yard setback, you know, what I mean, from the south line.
Right. Where's the western side of that line then?
The western side of the line would be way in the back. They have a little bit over
I see.
an
Okay.
acre of property.
I see. Okay. All right. So I just saw one spot where you show an existing building line. It goes across through the house and.
Right. Well, yeah, those are, I probably should have shown that's a good point. I probably should have shown the 25-foot side yard setback. I was more concerned with the 50-foot wetland buffer.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Are there any other questions? I'm going to ask, is anybody here to speak against this application? Is there anybody here to speak against this application?
Now, can I just clarify one quick thing before we get off that 50-foot wetland line? The home itself already.
Excuse me, just let me, before you ask another question, let me just finish asking. Okay, excuse me. I'm going to ask one more time. Is anybody here to speak against this application? Okay. Go ahead and ask your question now.
I just wanted the existing structure, how it is already goes into that 50-foot wetlands buffer, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. And you can see the 50-foot wetland buffer if you look just to the left of the proposed addition. I show it again.
The bottom right corner of the existing structure.
Right, right.
But once again, you know, we already have conservation approval.
Of course.
Any other questions? Okay. We'll close the hearing on this one. So what do we do now? Go to the next one? I can't hear. Jill?
We had another application come through on another address down on the Strand. However, we determined through staff review that a variance may not be required. So they were able to withdraw, and they're going back to the drawing board a little bit to see if they can do their expansion in a conforming nature. So
Okay.
that has been withdrawn.
So that would be the ZBA 21-4.
That's correct.
Okay. We don't have any application reviews today.
We do not.
Any old business?
Nope. Brian?
Brian, you raise your hand?
No, I was signing off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All
You're
right.
welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, you know,
Any new business? Scheduled meeting in September.
Yeah, there's a couple of things we do need to talk about. First of all, the September 1st meeting, I have been, I'm being sent to some training for flood management in Maryland through FEMA. So we're going to need to move that meeting. I can't be here. I'll be learning about flood. So I wanted to talk to you all and see if you wanted to look at your calendars and see if you wanted to move the meeting back a week. Labor Day is the following Monday. So if we could put our heads together, we can discuss this via email.
After Labor Day?
Can we just make a motion to move it back a week?
Yep.
Well, it's before Labor Day?
The 1st of September is before Labor Day.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yep. So
Maybe
that-
out of
I would
town.
make a motion to move it back a week. So is it the 8th? Is that Wednesday?
just let me check here, Kathy, hang on. Yes, it is the 8th.
I make a motion that we move it to September 8th.
Okay.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
In favor?
All those opposed?
Ah,
Motion carries.
Thank you. And
Okay, any correspondence?
actually, in our new business, I believe Attorney Avina has some things he would like to discuss with the board.
Oh, okay.
Just a reminder, folks, the staff asked me to check on what is a tricky part of your job, which is during the prior to the public hearing process, receipt of your applications in your packet. And then there is statutory and court rules that allow you, not as a group, but individually to, drive by a particular property or if you have permission, obviously, to go on a property, not in a group, because that would be a violation, but individually to view in your own personal way, the physical attributes of the application. That is a technically correct and proper step that you can take. However, the tricky part of it is you can't in any way be influenced or be impacted or prejudiced prior to the public hearing. And so prior to the public hearing, other than what you see with your own eyes or read on the application, there's no additional information that you can have. Therefore, if you approach a property and you see an owner, possibly one of the applicants, you might inquire that you are a Waterford ZBA member and would like to view the subject of the application, and then maybe talk about the weather or the Knicks or something. But you can't go any further. I wouldn't even have them accompany you, and of course not answer any questions as you may have one if you look at the property or at your map at the same time. You just sort of have to excuse yourself and go ahead and take a look and then leave. It's really important because, as you know, we'll get into some that have applicant opposition, sometimes neighbors, and we would have to recuse any member who spoke to a neighbor or to the applicant prior to the public hearing if the conversation had anything to do with the application itself. Because obviously, if not, either side could hold us up on appeal and say that there was predetermination or pre-discussion that did not get into the public hearing. So it's something I do encourage, that if you have time or a moment to do a drive-by or possibly by permission gain access, just remember the old slippery slope. You have to be very careful. Introduce yourself and privately go take a look, and maybe even tell people you can't hear any comments and you can't ask any questions at that time. So if that's helpful, it is critical for the record that the only information the board gets, other than personal eyesight and review of the application, is the testimony that comes in at the public hearing. So that's just another one of those little tricky aspects of your job.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other statements or comments or questions?
Not from staff.
Does anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
You're muted, Kathy.
I just want to confirm our next meeting is the 16th.
That is correct.
Okay. And that's in person or Zoom?
That is likely to be Zoom as well. We are enabled through the 30th of June to continue with Zoom.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Ayes, carry it. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.